This is Kowloon Station. Kowloon Station is a Kowloon is a station on the Tung Chung line and the Airport Express of Hong Kong's MTR. It is one of the two Airport Express stations providing in-town check-in services for passengers departing for Hong Kong International Airport. The station is located less than 200 meters west of the Guangzhou-Shenzhen-Hong Kong Express Rail Link Hong Kong section West Kowloon Station, 500 meters west of Austin Station on the Tuen Ma line, and a kilometer west of Jordan Station on the Tsuen Wan line. The station was designed by TFP Farrells. During the planning stage, it was called West Kowloon Station, but now it's changed to Kowloon Station due to the fact that West Kowloon Station is the express rail link now. And also previously, before this station is open, Hong Ham Station for East Rail Line for KCR West Rail and KCR East Rail was named Kowloon Station until this station opened, then it switched to Hong Ham. And then this one is named Kowloon. On September 16, 2000, the new shopping mall Dixon Cyber Express was opened by Dixon Poon. The size was 70,000 square feet, spread over 4 levels of the station with 6 shopping areas. However, the mall did not have the expected volume of customers and business was weak. After half a year, the mall shrank in size. The mall's management company planned to decrease the level of the mall from 4 levels to 3 and to combine some of the shopping areas. Business remained poor due to sparse population near the station and a recession at the time. The mall closed down in 2005. The station was proposed as the terminus of the unbuilt East Kowloon line. The proposal indicated using a reserved confined space under the Tung Chung line platforms. Alright, here we are at Kowloon Station after discussing some of the basic information and histories. Here's actually the podium level, way at the top of Kowloon Station. This is the topmost floor. We have exit C on that side and exit D on this side. Both are the same things. C2 over that way basically is leading to that way, and D2 is this way. Basically both are the same thing, but it just leads to both sides of the stations. And then C1 and D1 are both for the shopping mall Elements, which is still operation and is one of the biggest one linked to Kowloon Station. We walk over here first. Now, before we walk over, if you're afraid of height, be careful when you come over here. It's actually very scary. Even I'm not afraid of height, I'm actually also a little scared. Hopefully I don't drop my phone. Elements is right there. You can see these escalators. They're literally hanging in the middle of the air, and that's what is down there for the concourse. And I need to hold on to my phone carefully. That's one side of Elements. That side is one of the least important side because this is actually the Airport Express side, which normal people will not be using Airport Express that often. So that's how you see how empty this side is. That's D1 right there, and then continue your way up, then you can hit the D2. Okay, that's D. Let's go over to C, which is the mainly used side because this side leads to Tung Chung line, which is the more commonly used line compared with Airport Express. Which there's a lift on this side, which actually helps connect down to the platforms. The other side, D2, doesn't have one. So this lift is also one of the scariest lifts because, again, same thing. It hangs in the middle here, then you need to wait right here, and then you just look down like how many floors down to the concourse, which is all the way down there. And again, the same style of the escalators. That's C1. We're gonna walk down to Elements now. That's part of MTR malls. Not gonna take the lifts. I filmed all of the lifts during this lift series video, but during that video, it's actually, the lifts are not really like all the way, not all of them were open when I filmed. Some of them were under like renovation and also maintenance. Alright, here we go. Escalators linked Elements directly with the station concourse. So that's why it's part of MTR malls. The station is connected via footbridge to Austin Station on the Tuen Ma line, and also the Hong Kong West Kowloon Station terminus for Guangzhou-Shenzhen Hong Kong Express Rail Link Hong Kong section, which I've walked at before using a time lapse, so you can check that video out from here all the way to Austin Station, which is just past this way. So here's C1, C2 is just up there. C1 also leads to Elements, of course, and also if you keep on walking a little bit this way, I'm just going to show you how to walk over to Austin Station, which is actually one of the things that you can do instead of it actually taking a lot of different sections to go back. Although it's actually a 10-minute walk, so it's not like very close by or anything. So we walk over here. You see they actually have signs over here saying Austin Station goes that way, and also have the bus terminus, which is also what C1 serves, the big old public transport interchange, which is over this way. So I just came up from the public transport interchange after taking a trash minibus. So trash, that route. All of the minibuses used on that is so trash. So here we are, 360 here. That's a very, very fancy supermarket. If you keep on going straight, it's Austin Station with the bridge. You can keep on walking that way. And this way is the public transport interchange, which if you need lifts, you need to go that way, unfortunately. But here we are. Thanks for that lady opening the door, and then just click open. Keep on walking this way, and then we can lead to the public transport interchange. Oh, there's the lift right there, huh? It's pretty troll. And here we are. Nicely confined area down here with actually a decent amount of space. You can see there are two sides, one on that side, one on this side. This side's the smaller one, so it's just for minibuses. So let's see what are the minibuses. We have a Route 74 right here for Kowloon Tong. All the minibuses on this 74 are absolute trash. All are trash, okay? All are trash. No good ones on this one. All trash. So minibuses all on this side. Oops. Well, bump into the lady. This is that one turn. And this side's the buses. 215X coming in here. So that side's minibus. This side's the bigger ones with all of the bus routes. Around, I don't know how many routes are here. We got Canby's and also one city bus route, which is 50. That's the rush hour special, going into Tuen Mun all the way. And we have route number 8, which is my route, trash. 215X, 203E, 11, 281A, 95, and 2960 all goes to different areas. They're actually broken up into zones just for the stuff that actually going to nearby areas. So there's the public transport interchange with the tunnel. We're underground, so that's why you see all of the stuff out there. Which also leads to Kowloon Station, which is just across the road, but I'm not going to walk here because I can't. So that's just basically for cars only. And on the other side is Kowloon Station, which we have to walk through the shopping center. Let's go back up to where C1 main entrance is, and we'll continue for our video. Okay, so I've walked back to the escalators now, down to the concourse, after I went to toilet. And you can just keep on walking around elements. There's decent shops around, and of course restaurants, all of that stuff, and also that high-speed rail there. And Jenny there. Anyways, let's go down to the platform. We have signs here. Okay, Asia World Expo Airport with the different logo. And also this was still the more confusing one because it says Disneyland Resort Line, which is not even here. Which is not even here, and then they just put that there. It's like, what the hell? It's like maybe people think that, oh, you can take Disneyland Resort Line right here. No, you need to take Tung Chung line to Sunny Bay before you can change. Alright, let's go down. There. What the hell? Alright, let's go down. Okay, here we are at the concourse. There are shops along here, which are actually going to be eating something here before we actually continue. So, shops along both sides of the concourse. If you enter here, is Tung Chung line. So, first we'll walk around the concourse, and also going to go down to the Airport Express Platform 2 before we go over to more of the areas. Alright, here we go. Oops. Alright, here we are at the concourse. Decent shops around. I have exit B over there. I'm not really familiar with the exits along here, considering I usually just use the Elements exit, which literally everyone is using the Elements exit. Like, no one else actually uses anything else. Gate center. Stuff over there for charging your stuff. And shops along here. So, let's go and take a look at A and B first, because they're right here. Which these exits are really, honestly, pretty useless. Honestly, pretty useless. Okay, here we are. B, stop, drop off / pickup point. Like, what the hell is even this exit, you know? Now, usually there were hotel shuttle buses, but now they are no longer operating. That's why all these gates are completely pointless now because they're not even operating. So that's why it's basically for cars to drive along here and just drop you off. You see? Nope. Oh, there are shuttle buses, but it's just by the hotels itself. 10:25. Oh, there's some coming in. There's one coming in here. I'm just gonna walk out here and just take a look here. But that's basically it, just a drop-off area, nothing else. So that's B, which is useless. Got toilets here. Oh, which is actually good because it's actually toilets outside the gates. That's pretty good. Rarely you can actually see these. The other one that I know is actually in Hong Kong Station, which is also outside the gates, because usually for that Hong Kong Station toilets, oh, actually usually it's also outside the gates. After a little while, it was actually swapped to inside the gates, and then now it's actually back outside the gates now, so it's actually pretty confusing. Emergency exits here, you can see actually the main tunnel for the cars to drive outside, including you can see taxis driving out. Why the hell is driving out right there, you guys might be thinking. Literally underneath, yes, we're gonna go to there later on. We have the public transport interchange, which is just across the other side, which we were just there. Now let's go to A, which is another pointless exit, just for the car park. So, literally just for the car park. After that, we'll go down to there, which we're going to talk about that down there. Here we are at station car park, exit A. Completely no one here, you see. No one even uses this, just the car park. Literally just car park. Not even gonna walk out there, just car park. And here's the lift down to some things. You guys might be thinking, what is this for? We filmed that during the lift series video. We're just gonna take the escalator now. That's platform 2. And here's some explanation for platform 2. As in other Airport Express stations, the Airport Express and the the Airport Express and the Tung Chung line have separated paid areas. Platform 2 is only used for disembarking passengers coming from Hong Kong International Airport or Asia Expo. Except during morning rush hours from Monday to Saturday for people traveling on the line to Hong Kong Station with an express morning service ticket. Here we are at platform 2, which is for trains from airport, which you are not allowed to go in if it's off-peak. You see all of the gates here, all gates, you see all of the gates here are all cross. You see all of the gates, X, 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 everything is an X, 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 everything is X. You can see you cannot even go in there, okay? You can't enter the gates, except in the morning, if you go ahead and pay $20 instead of the normal fares just to take Airport Express to speed through and go to Hong Kong instead of actually the Tung Chung line with all of the people. That's how you actually do things right there. But this is actually pretty pointless considering it's just one station. If you actually board from Ting Yi, it is also $20 if you board from Ting Yi, but that is actually skipping way more stations than just Kowloon to Hong Kong, which is not even skipping anything compared to Tung Chung line. So that's fine. But here's platform 2 for people coming from the airport. You cannot go in except in the morning. If not, you're just paying freaking premium fares. And we have more shops along here. We have a Moss Burger even, Jesus. And McDonald's, which is one of the smallest McDonald's of all stuff. More shops here, and that's platform 2. And also with, yes, taxis right over here. You can board taxis right from here, which is actually one of the coolest things of this station. As soon as you get off Airport Express, you just walk here and you can board taxis right there to get you to places. This is the most premium methods to actually go to places, which I usually do before. But you can see before, we have taxis driving out from underground. That's where they started. People board taxis here and then they will drive back up to where that spot is and then continue our way out. Very, very cool. Later on, we're gonna spot trains here. We're not gonna spot here for now. Let's go back up to the concourse. We'll go to where the other side for Airport Express is, and then we're going to the Tung Chung line platforms. Alright, here we are. Just finished eating inside one of the shops over there. Now, before we enter Tung Chung line, which we actually going to be entering the gates, if I just go right here, we're going to go around it. Yes, we're going to walk around the station. To the other side for Airport Express. Which on the other side, we have two more exits here, D and E. D is just elements we have seen earlier on. E is to Hong Kong Palace Museum, which is actually quite a long walk. And we've got more toilets here. Wow, that's actually pretty decent with the amount of toilets inside the station. Let's go over now with more exits on this side of the map. More shops here. There's a lot of shops inside the station considering it's so huge. Here's the lift for Tung Chung line. Again, it's actually pretty bad because it's off the side. If you need actually assistance, you can actually go to the help center, which is actually pretty bad. But they have updated the gates before. It's actually one of the older generations. Emergency exits. You can take a quick look at the Airport Express. I mean, not Airport Express, Tung Chung line platform. Let's go over to Airport Express, which is right on this side. We got E over here, which is actually the main exit for you to get off for taxis. You can walk out there, which is actually just the main road along the other side for Western Harbour Crossing. But this is where taxis will drop off people. Not at the bottom, that's just for picking up. But if they want to drop off people, it's right here. And there are actually carts here for you to actually pick them up to actually hold your luggages. So E5, E4, so basically E1 to E5 is just 5 different gates, which actually lets you to go out this way, which is the main road. That's Western Harbour Crossing. If you continue walking along the road, you can get to the Palace Museum thing. And is in-town check-in back yet? Oh, they're not back. Oh, what? In-town check-in's not back yet. What? I thought it's back. Oh, Hong Kong Station is back. Okay. Hong Kong Station is back, but this is not okay. Oh, man. And for Hong Kong Station, it's only from morning 6 a.m. to afternoon 3 p.m. Only by Cathay Pacific. No other airlines. If you just want to do Cathay Pacific, then it's fine. And yes, it is back now. The frequency 10 minutes per train. That's the pre-COVID timetable. Last year when I came back it was still 15, which is terrible. Already better than 30 before, which is absolutely stupid during COVID. But 10 minutes now, finally return to normal services. Now let's head down to platform 1, which is the MTEL Gallery. What? It's pretty cool with MTEL Gallery down here. And we have the Airport Express platform to airport on this side. Which there are the gates right there. And after you get into the gates, $100 automatically charged. As soon as you enter through the gates, $100 right away. Because there are no gates at airports. So that's why as soon as you get in here, they automatically assume that you're going to airport. So you're just gonna get charged right away, $100 as soon as you tap on the card over there. Okay, but then you guys may be thinking, what happened if you go to Asia Road Expo? There are gates at Asia Road Expo. No worries, because as soon as you charge $100 here, it will be also the same fare if you go to Asia Road Expo. So as soon as you tap the card again at the gates at Asia Road Expo, it was $0. So that's fine. Here's the gates enter. There are also some, if you actually purchase tickets, you can actually put it on here, which is specific for Airport Express. These are pretty bad still, the gates. So it is actually only for airport. You cannot choose anything else, only airport. Which I'm just gonna do same day return. I'm just gonna do one. 105 for ticket. But if you pay with Octopus card, it's a little bit cheaper. We got a train here. There it is. Airport Express, ready to go. Later I'm gonna spot trains here, but not now. We're gonna spot 2 trains this time for Asia Road Expo and Airport Express. Now let's head back up to the Tung Chung line and re-enter from there. Oh, gallery. Let's check it out, gallery. which is pretty lame in my opinion. But here's the gallery, which is literally just over here, which is completely stupid. Unfortunately, in-town check-in is still not back yet for Kowloon Station. It is available at Hong Kong Station, but Cathay Pacific exclusive. Before pre-COVID, every single airlines have their services for in-town check-in here. So that's why. Here's the gallery, which is pretty stupid. It's like randomly here, and it's not even ready. What the hell? It actually should be inside, but it's not even here. Oh, there goes the train already. Well, here we are. That's the gallery. That's it, actually. Now let's get back up there to go to the other one, the Tung Chung line platform. All right, here we are. Finally, after I already spotted the Airport Express trains, but that will be of course afterwards. It's been me already 45 minutes, so it's a while already since our last clip that we did right outside there. Now it's time for Tung Chung line. But this is still so stupid. Tung Chung line, Disneyland Resort line. We don't have Disneyland Resort line here, but they still have it on there. Here's the concourse inside the gates, which is pretty straightforward. We have escalators here and here, pretty decent, with one of the longest stairs. And here's the in-town check-in if they actually have it operations. Basically, the luggage will be it's like an airport. They have the check-in things here, and after that, the luggage will be transported to the cargo bay, and then there will be staff inside the cargo bay picking up the luggage, and then they will put into the Airport Express line trains for you at the cargo car, which is the K404 something car. That's the car for cargos. So that's why technically Airport Express, there's only 7 cars for you to actually board. It is an 8-car train, but one of the cars are cargo, so that's why you can't take that. Down to the Tung Chung line platforms, you can see actually here and here there's some glass. This is where the Airport Express will be running through. So that's why it's actually very cool. I think there's an Airport Express train coming through. There it is. No, just kidding. It's just a Tung Chung line train. But that's the Airport Express platform. You see it's right there. That's either side. That side's to airport. This is Hong Kong. Basically, it's the same track. It's the same direction. But after it's different levels here now. But as soon as it leaves to the tunnel, it will bind with the same spot. Wow, it's like so empty here. K-train. Tung Chung line is 7 minutes per train throughout the whole day because of Lantau Island. It cannot actually allow extra frequency, so that's why. So here we are at the concourse, very, very wide open. So here we are, very, very wide open. The reason why they actually cannot have extra frequencies for rush hours, it is 7 minutes per train the whole day. I think 6 minutes. Not like whole day, but if you want to go to Tung Chung, it's always 6 minutes or 7 for Sunny Bay and Tung Chung, because right here is actually Ting Ma Bridge to cross over to Lantau Island, which is here. So Lantau Island, Ting Ma Bridge, because due to the fact that there's only one level for trains and the above level is for normal cars to actually drive along the bridge, so that's why they only can have one track. I mean, not one track, but of course 2 direction tracks, but only one track for each direction. Plus, Airport Express will be running the same track here as well. So that's why, if they actually have increased frequencies, they cannot accompany with Airport Express. So that's why I ended off, they cannot have extra trains for rush hours going to Tung Chung. That's why we got an Airport Express train, just came in. There it is, to Hong Kong direction. You can see the lights there. That's where the trains are. You can see the lights. So, unfortunate is that they cannot have increased frequency for Tung Chung during rush hours. It's always 6 minutes per train the whole day. But there will be rush hour specials that terminate at Ting Yi, because here is no problem. Okay, here is no problem. They have a turn back signing tracks at Ting Yi, then they can just come right back. So, unfortunate they cannot have increased frequencies for Tung Chung, but they will have short trips to Ting Yi during rush hours. And Hong Kong on this side, platform 4. And they also have Tung Chung and Disneyland Resort line on it, which is pretty funny. But just change the Sunny Bay for that. That's the platform. Any staff here at the staff tent? There's a staff tent here. No one in it. No one in it. Alright, here we are. Actually, earlier on, I just saw a lady. Huh? Oh, 7 minutes per train. Wow, look at this frequency. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this frequency is so trash. It's like 7 to 8 minutes per train for Tung Chung line. Oh my gosh. I'll wait for it to load. Look at this frequency. What is that? 412? What? Oh my gosh. Wide open concourse. You can see clearly the Airport Express line train up there now. And we have the lift at the back of the platform. Not gonna walk over there. That's it for the platform, and that's it for Kowloon Station. Very, 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 very useful station. Everything is available except the fact that I got a minus 0.5 points for the long distance travel between Tung Chung line and Airport Express. It's literally a loop, big loop around compared with Hong Kong Station, which is just above. Instead of actually looping all over. Because if you remember Hong Kong Station, you just need to take one lift that you can connect with between the Tung Chung line and Airport Express. But right here, you need to get up, get out the gates, walk around the big loop, and then go back down and then go back in, which is very, very slow. So that's it. So that's why Kowloon Station is gonna get a rating of 4.5 out of 5. Let's spot some trains. Now, for the other platform, platform 2, you cannot actually enter the gates. But here, you can actually exit the gates. You can see there are octopus machines over there. You can see, you can actually tap your card over that way. Which the reason is because just in case you take overboard. Just in case you actually went overboard on the train. You want to get off at Kowloon, but you went over to Hong Kong, and then you want to come back here to get off, then you can just get off right here. So that's basically for people that forgot to get off. Then you can get off right here. So that's why they have 2 random ones here that you can actually go to the other side direction. But all the other ones are just basically this way going inside to the platform. So for Tung Chung line and Airport Express here in Hong Kong, not like in Perth. Perth is 5 minutes and 2 minutes, they will give you a notification. Here is actually 4 minutes and 2 minutes, they will give you a notification for both Tung Chung line and Airport Express, but not the other lines. So. And there are the two gates for morning express entry.
The train to Hong Kong is arriving. Please stand back from the platform doors. The train to Tung Chung is arriving. Please stand back from the platform doors. The train to Tung Chung is arriving. 請勿靠近幕門，請不要靠近幕門。Please stand back from the platform doors.
东涌列車即將到達，前往東涌的列車即將到達。The train to Tung Chung is arriving.
請勿靠近幕門，請不要靠近幕門。Please stand back from the platform doors.
即將到達，前往香港的列車即將到達。The train to Hong Kong is arriving. 攜帶行李嘅乘客請使用升降機。往香港列車即將到達，前往香港的列車即將到達。The train to Hong Kong is arriving. 請勿靠近
The train to Hong Kong is arriving.
要仔啦，8號仔。Now you can see there's actually a crossover track right there, which is actually for signal failure times that trains actually just come in here and then just go back for turn back if they need it. Because sometimes cross harbor failure, then they need to just cross right here to terminate. And the other side track will be just basically a shuttle train between Hong Kong and Hong Kong and Kowloon. I will board the train here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it for the video. Another weird door over there. No stickers on it. That's the same train that we spotted at the start. Not the start, but came back already. The next train is a K train. I'm going to film that one later on for a journey. I think it's banger doors for this number 2 here. Yeah, I think it's banger doors. Hang on. Jesus Christ, these doors. Well, we zoom through the station as we usually like to do, and that's it for the video.